Uh, Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to join this roundtable discussion about Finland Works. Now let it work for you. Sorry that we are a bit late with the schedule, but I think we still have time to go through everything. And now we go to the program. We will have the speakers of today in this group is our Katri Raivuori from Business Finland and Santeri Ojala from Business Finland, and then Teppo Rantanen from City of Tampere. And then we will have a Q&A session after this kind of presentations and discussion. And since we are now in a Zoom meeting, everybody can raise their hand or open a mic at the end in the Q&A, and we can have a voice discussion in that part then. But I think it's now time to start, and then we have Katri Raivuori with her topic, Finland offers opportunities for career and life. So, stage is yours, Katri.
Okay, thank you. So here we go. Hopefully you can see the screen.
Yes, we can.
I'm just gonna put it in the presentation mode. So I'm Katri Raivuori from Business Finland. I work in the Talent Boost program, and we help talents and companies match. And this is mostly our messages to talents that are abroad, because there's a lack of good employees in good working force in different areas. So that's why we're doing this job. So we believe that Finland is a truly win-win land, and we think it's a win-win for the companies and the talents. We are truly a technological superpower, and we have a lot to offer when it comes to combining your career and family and your life. So you can have it all in Finland. And we invest in people and support with visa and permit applications as well. We have a really good network with cities and different organizations, public organizations in Finland. So we have a good combination of services for talents and companies, and even their talents families like spouses and kids. It's well known that we're a very tech country. We're the most digital country in Europe when it comes to digital usage and skills. And we are often referred to as a small giant in tech. And also it's not only tech companies, but we also have a really booming gaming companies. Many successful gaming companies come from Finland. And also with the soft values, we are the happiest country in the world. So I think 3 or even 4 times in a row. I've lost count because it's so many times in a row. This has to do not with the weather, but a lot of things I'm going to tell you in this presentation. So this is one reason why we're the happiest country, because we have good quality jobs, and you can have a satisfying career and combine that with your personal life. And also the balancing life is easy. So that's with the happiness also. So you can work for 8 hours a day, or you can work more if you wish, but nobody's gonna tell you off if you have to pick up your kid from kindergarten. So employees in Finland in general are really understanding towards your life and your personal life, such as kids, etc. And here are some more about that. And also employees really invest in the people they have in their company. So we are also ranked one of the best countries in skills development at work. So once you land a job in Finland, you usually get education, and they go through your career goals, and then you can have personal skills development. offered by your employer. And also with being a woman, I can totally agree with this one. It is really easy in Finland to be a woman and have a career. So you don't have to give up your career when you have a family. And we are third in the global gender gap report. So it is really equal. We have a lot of political leaders that are women, and also a lot of CEOs and C-level people that are women. So that's possible. And also with the nature, it's even in the capital region or cities, usually takes about 15 minutes of walking and you're in some sort of a small forest. So nature is close to all of us. And we are the greenest country in the world, with about 70% of the country covered with forest. And this is something that's really important to Finnish people, the nature and its closeness. And I think we really like to walk in the forest and pick up berries in the fall and all that kind of thing. And also with the expat families, that's one of our rankings as well. We have a lot of top rankings. So we are voted the best country for expat families. And this is a lot to do with the balance in life and the other things I was talking about, and also access to healthcare. Everybody has access to healthcare. And we have a really reasonable priced daycare system. So it's even 1/10 of the price from these many even European countries. And here's some immigration. If you decide to choose Finland as your destination country, we can maybe share these with somebody who's interested, so you get some links to Nigri, and you see the process, how it's done, and get step-by-step advice with your residence permit applications. And here's some comparison to our there's many countries, not only in Europe, but also worldwide. So we are first in availability of childcare and education, and we really put emphasis on that side, because we believe that children are the future. And also, as I mentioned before, the cost of childcare and education is, primary schools are free, and we have even international schools that are public nowadays, because we have quite a few international talents, so they are free as well. And then we have really reasonable cost private schools, and also the cost of daycare is very low, and quality of education is really good. So even though it's not high priced, it's still quality, and family well-being is one as well. And some rankings here with what I mentioned for the talents, and also these slides can also be used with the companies when they want to grab a good talent and create a win-win situation for their company. And also some rankings, more forest and water, 3 million saunas, many lakes, and we drink a lot of coffee. Some useful links here for the talents. So there's intro stuff in workinfinland.fi, also jobs, and this is also for companies. Companies can advertise jobs in our Work in Finland site. And Info Finland is a good source for talents for basic information about Finland and different cities and services. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, Katri, thank you. And next we have Santeri Ojala from Business Finland. Are you, Santeri, ready to?
Yeah, here I am. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay. I hope you will see my screenshot. Okay, so topic what I was planning to talk today was how to boost your employability. My name is Santeri Ojala and I'm currently in India, New Delhi. I have been living here for last 3 years, working at Business Finland. And my simple job over here is to help talented people to come to Finland, whether they are working life professionals, IT sector experts, international students, researchers, or startup entrepreneurs. India is one of the most potential countries in the world when it comes to the providing top talent, and my job is to support the most talented ones and also attract people and sell Finland to the people. I will actually just a little bit ad hoc change the point of view of my talk today, because my plan was to talk about how to boost your employability, but actually we have a little bit more generic audience than I thought. So I will turn this a little bit other way around to ensure that this will be interesting for everybody, whether the one is keen on work opportunities or improving their own processes as a company or research institute. In general, landing a job in Finland, and Katri brought up that we have established a website, Jobs in Finland, where we are gathering open positions in Finland for English-speaking professionals. And it's a very good platform, and from there you can find openings in different fields, whether it's ICT or sales or tourism or healthcare, and companies all around Finland can publish their openings. But and those are especially the jobs which require only English, not Finnish language. But there aren't that many yet. We have around 100 open positions there. We have just started. So for the international talent, the reality is that the system is way more fragmented, and the Finnish job portals are partially in English and partially in Finnish. And therefore, the one needs to be a little bit proactive in a way to finding a job. And I wanted to list down for this presentation just an example how many different private sector recruitment consultants we have and different job sites, and from where the candidate would need to search for jobs. But the good news is that there are plenty of openings, and Finland is really in need of talent in many different areas and in many different regions. LinkedIn is actually a very good tool nowadays, what we also recommend to the job seekers to use. For example, in Tampere region only, there are approximately 1,000 open job openings on LinkedIn in English, which makes the life of the applicant a little bit easier. But the true fact is that the English-speaking professional has to put a little bit extra effort on finding opening. But in the end, there will be openings, and we are also at Business Finland providing services for international talents so that they are able to find those open positions in Finland. So that's in the end the easy part, despite of the fragmented nature. The difficult part is also to actually land a job and to increase your employability, because you are on the same line with other applicants. And for example, I work a lot with international students, and there are certain differences in the Finnish system where we are, despite of our nature of minding of our personal space and kind of keeping a little bit of distance compared to many countries, we really rely on networks in a professional environment. And that is something what I continuously emphasize, for example, to the ones who go to Finland to complete their master's degree, to start building networks already during the studies, conducting internships, finding theses, assignments from the companies within their region, working part-time, and also for our international audience. We have plenty of people who are interested in Finland to start working right away in our great companies. And for those people, we recommend to participate different kind of matchmaking and networking opportunities. In this current virtual world, it's relatively easy, and Business Finland and other governmental and also private sector actors are providing plenty of opportunities for that. The second thing is that in this kind of international recruitment, kind of the applicant should also understand the recruiter's point of view, that when the recruiter is screening applications, it's very important that the CV and the cover letter are made in a way that it is somewhat similar what is the kind of recruitment culture in Finland. And I can give a very good example from India, where I've been now these 3 years. In India, there's and we have plenty of very talented people, but there's a habit that you write, and the fact is, in Finland, the approximately recruiter will look at somebody's CV for 30 seconds and then make the decision to shortlist that or not. But in India, the tendency is to include everything on CV, whatever the person has done in their entire life. And so they are very long and unclear to read, and they are not pinpointing one's personality and expertise that clearly. So what we are doing in our global network, when we talk with international talents, we are encouraging them to a little bit personalize their CV and also highlight the key expertise and the skills where they are very best at. Then, of course, it depends on the level of professionalism, whether the level of experience, whether we talk with the young people or students, or whether we talk with the more senior level professionals. Then, of course, the what should be included on CV differs a little bit. So cannot get that in detail on this presentation now. Then a few words. This picture is from SLUS, and international startup entrepreneurs are at the very core of our focus. We are encouraging whether the person is already studying or working in Finland with the international background to set up a company to Finland, or whether the one is somewhere abroad in a third country. We will provide services for the innovative startup entrepreneurs who wish to set up their business to Finland. There's a process called startup permit, which is a fast track permit for the most innovative startup founders. There will be an eligibility assessment done at Business Finland before the application goes to the immigration bureau. And at Business Finland, we look whether the company's business plan is good enough and whether they are eligible for Business Finland innovation funding services also. And therefore, we can give them a very good kickstart to their business in Finland. Firstly, do the permit processes as well as possible. And then also we provide them a lot of different services and advice. We have created this four-step startup kit, which will include all the necessary information about entering Finland, about different regions in Finland, in a professional matter where there are good connections and good partners available, and also from the free times perspective, like where there's beautiful nature and nice locations, and so the person can evaluate which would be good location for the one to set up a company. Then we provide help in the company registration, which is of course fairly simple in Finland. We are kind of less kind of low bureaucracy country, but then there are a few obstacles. We try to help people to go around, and for example, setting up a bank account in Finland when you not the Finnish passport owner is relatively difficult. So we are having connections to the Finnish banks, and we try to develop those processes, and also we promote those to the international entrepreneurs. Step 4 is that then what I mentioned already, that then the company who has gone through the eligibility assessment is also eligible for our innovation funding services for early stage startups. So that is very good start for their business, and also we provide connections to the startup accelerators and also potential investors, and therefore give them all the available connections they need. Okay, so that was very shortly what I plan to talk here from a little bit different perspective for what I prepared, but I hope from this presentation you got an overview how an international talent can find a job from Finland, what kind of obstacles there might be, and what still should be done to make the processes better, although we are already doing a lot. Thank you very much. Whether there are any comments or questions, I'm very pleased to answer those after these ready prepared presentations when we have time for conversation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Santeri. Yes, and we will take the questions at the Teppo's part then. Okay, and so next we have Teppo Rantanen from City of Tampere. And floor is yours, Teppo.
Thank you. First of all, welcome to all of you who are online today or who may be watching this on a tape recording afterwards. Welcome to virtually in Tampere, where we hopefully can give you the idea of what home for talent might be here, and also to tell a little bit about how we see the smart city development that we have been doing and the work we have been doing relates to giving the opportunities for top talent in Tampere. So if you look at the few numbers, and there's a slide which we are telling about a little bit of Tampere's situation today. Tampere is the most wanted place within Finland to live. So the people who are asking and answering the question of, where do I live in Finland, they frequently, I think like 8th year in a row, answer that this is the place where we'd like to live. And why is it so that Tampere is so good place for a number of people to be living in here? There are at least a number of reasons. Now, we have a lot of active companies in this region. So we have been looking at the statistics, and it says we have about 35,000 companies in this region actively working. Within that, we know that there's a number of big global companies who have been putting their sites here, because I think the main reason being the talent that already exists here, and that gives us a huge advantage, because you can see those sort of a clusters of different type of technical and innovative thinking coming together in the form of those companies, but also in the form of the universities and other schools we have here. So the other fact is that there's a huge number of students in the city. So we've estimated that currently we have, looking at the university and secondary degree students, we have more than 50,000 students in Tampere. So a huge number of people here are students, which also attracts a lot of interesting talents to come here, and the future talents to come here. If you look at those other themes which might be bringing the people to Tampere, is the fact that we are working on a lot of cool stuff here. So we have companies and clusters in various areas of technology. Now remember, we used to be a very strong city within the Nokia network. And now after Nokia's people have sort of a split around. I mean, at the height of Nokia, we probably had 3,000 to 4,000 people working here for Nokia. Now today it's a little bit less than 1,000, but still a big number. But all those people, they remained here. They found new avenues and founded a number of new companies. So the number of startups that we have been seeing in the last few years here has accelerated significantly. So this has also become a very important startup hub. So we have people here who started startups in the area of technology, in the area of the new services, gaming, software, sensor technology, a number of other things. Interestingly, when we look at the composition of our startup scheme, the most number of startups here are in the health technology industry. So it's interesting to see how the different types of technology can actually find their way to new areas. And again, one of the reasons why this attracts talent to come to Tampere, because of all these things. So if you look at the other industries and other themes that we have been getting and attracting both the companies and the talent, I mean, around the broader ICT, but you can really say that there are things like, for example, imaging technology, which came from out of the Nokia, people who were designing cameras for Nokia phones. Now that has spread over to a number of other areas within that imaging and has actually attracted here half a dozen global companies just because of that. They put R&Ds here. The latest one, which we'll be hearing also during this week, is Microsoft, which sort of has said that they will come back here and start an R&D site specifically on that topic, but also broadly trying to develop their new technology. So that is one of the reasons why we have so much pull right now for people coming here. There are other areas. You can look at health sector in the broad sense, as I already mentioned. You can look at the new mobility solutions, mobility as a service solutions, and the other aspects of mobility. One of them being the tram, which is starting to operate here in the spring, and it has attracted around it a very vibrant community, which was started as a smart tram community, not the broader smart rail community. But there's also a number of other companies attracted to that, or attached to that cluster, who are benefiting from the autonomous moving around, autonomous machine manufacturers, autonomous port machines, autonomous mining machines, autonomous cars. And they all see the benefit of working together and developing those new themes and new ideas. That attracts talent here as well. Look at gaming. We have a vibrant gaming community developing new games, and Finland has been a very, very good location for the gaming companies to look at how to develop new software around the games and mobile games and other games of today. So that is also attracting people here to look at that. Then we have a number of other more detailed thinking around smart infrastructure, be it smart energy or smart waste management, which leads into the whole thinking of circular economy. That is one of the strengths that we find here. And again, we are attracting talent because of that. But all these hard facts and all these jobs are not enough. So we need to be also good at making sure that people who come here, they also like it here. They like to spend time with us here. And that means that we have to have our city services functioning so that people feel that it's a good place to live. Be it social care, welfare, be it schools, be it, for example, commuting, so the mobility around the city, or housing. So all of these things are very, very important for us to make sure that we have a good home for talent. But even more so, we have a number of themes, which actually some of them we are talking throughout the Smart City Week as well. For example, the whole events industry. How do you make a city attractive and vibrant. Now with the COVID time, we've had a hard time when we hadn't been able to arrange physically events like this or other events, concerts, sports events. In the future, we'll get back to that as well. I mean, we'll probably be living in a hybrid world, but this is an area where we are focusing a lot. In the new arena, which I mentioned in the opening statement, where we are having the Smart City Week of 2022, this arena will open up in December, the biggest multi-purpose arena in Finland, and having a lot of activities going around in that. And that brings also the reasons why this is a good place of town. I already mentioned the availability of active learning. So the universities, the research institutes, schools, others that we have, they also bring the possibility to further educate yourself and learn new things. One reason again to be here and win your top talent. So I think we should be making every possible way of helping us attract talent all over the world. So we are really inviting the global talent to come here and join us and enjoy the city, which is again the most famous in Finland, or most wanted in Finland to live in, and come and see why this is a place where to do so. For you who are more looking at it from the education perspective, join us tomorrow in one of the streams that we are having. It's around education, looking at the education front, and that can bring more ideas about that. Or if you're an employer looking at more how to actually get the talent for Tampere and what are practical ways how to do it with us here, with our teams here, join us on Thursday. There's a whole stream around the home of talent in Tampere and why we should be the home of talent. A lot of practical things showing you how we can be successful in attracting talent in Tampere. So overall, I think that this is the sort of message that I wanted to give you about Tampere today. And I hope that you enjoyed this session. There's still time for Q&A, but please also join the other events. After this, we will be celebrating the fastest growing technology companies in Fast 50 event, and we're also doing technical innovation award from the city of Tampere. But for me, I'll stop now and let you to do any Q&A you might have. Thank you.
Thank you, Teppo. There are no questions in the chat, but is there anything Katri or Santeri you would like to raise after Teppo's presentation?
Not much, but fully kind of agree. I think Teppo's talk was very good, and this is what we need in the regions, that we really highlight the different opportunities in different fields, whether it's manufacturing or ICT or gaming sector. I think this is quite eye-opening that we have 35,000 active companies in the Tampere region, and then, for example, what we have seen in Asia, that we have thousands of people who are very keen on such opportunities, whether somebody would showcase those opportunities to them. So that will create a matchmaking issue that we have not necessarily managed to create such processes that we connect thousands of Finnish employers with thousands of people searching for such opportunities. So this has raised many ideas, and hopefully we can continue this kind of collaboration between Business Finland and governmental level actors and the Finnish regions to find those companies and find those people willing to and keen on working on those. So plenty of work ahead.
Yes.
So I think Santeri already answered those questions. I just saw that unmute button, but
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if there's any more questions, but the presentations were really good, and I think this it benefits that people can listen to these afterwards, since we had six events going at the same time, so people certainly will listen to these afterwards as well.
So thank you everyone for listening, and we'll be connecting back soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Santeri, Katri, and Te.
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you very much for organizing this. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.